Solomon's Song of Songs.
Song of Songs. Well, it's called a song. You got a good word on that, Esther? Anybody? Why do they call it Song of Songs?
Why do they call it that?
Maybe by the end.
Somebody
Google
make
it.
up something.
Somebody Google it. You know, make
I
it.
don't know why.
Solomon wrote it. So
All right.
Solomon's Song of Songs.
It says Solomon's Song of Songs.
The book of Job. And if there's one verse that I want y'all to remember out of the book of Job, it's this, out of Job 19. All right? Because this book prepares the way for the coming of Christ. Listen to what Job says. He's going through all this suffering. We know. We haven't gotten there yet. We're only in Job 4 and 5 today. But Job 19. And as for me, I know that my Redeemer lives. And someone asked, how does he know that? You know, and Old Testament folks, they knew a lot more than we give them credit for. They were given this from God. They knew this. I mean, you know, even in Genesis, Adam knew it because of the promise. You know, that there was going to come someone who was going to smash the head of Satan. Genesis 3:15. And so they knew that there is someone coming, someone who was going to redeem the earth. There had to be, because of what took place in the garden. Somebody had to come, and God was going to rescue, and he has a plan. And at the last, Job says, he will take his stand where? On the earth. Do we believe that Jesus Christ will actually once again come and return and stand on this earth with gravity affecting his body? Yes. Flesh and bone. He's going to come again. He's going to stand on this earth. He's going to be walking around. I don't think he'll be confined just to Jerusalem. I think he'll just kind of go walking around. Someday you'll be out in, I don't know, in the hills of Ohio, because that's your favorite place, or something like that, and all of a sudden Jesus will be there. You know, I don't know how that's actually going to work. But you know something? He's going to stand on this earth. For how long? At least? 1,000 years, and then that earth is going to be made anew. And I don't know a whole lot about the new heaven and the new earth, but it's going to be wonderful, it's going to be unique, and it'll be so new. Well, it'll be as new as the old earth was made new when Noah's flood judged the whole earth. This earth that we stand on today, this post-flood earth, is way different than what the earth was before the flood. Before the flood, there weren't many mountains. The dew kind of came up and watered everything. There was that canopy, perhaps, that was protecting us, protecting people from cosmic radiation. Whatever, men lived centuries. They would live a century. Well, they're going to do that again when the millennium comes again. There's going to be people that live a century. Some of them, there's still going to be death during that time. In the new heaven and new earth, death is gone. During the millennium, there's going to still be some people that die. In fact, if they die at 100 years old, people say, oh my gosh, he died like a baby. He died like a baby. He hadn't been alive. But there's another resurrection at the end, because that's when the judgment again is. But he says, at the last he will take his stand on the earth. Even after my skin is destroyed, and his skin was already destroyed. We're going to learn about Job's condition. Even after my skin is destroyed, yet from my flesh I shall see God. From my flesh I shall see God. Folks, your soul somehow, that thing that is you, that part of you that is your soul, and I wish I had those articles from J.R. Church where he talks about the soul, and where does the soul reside? What is it that really makes us us? And I'm finding this really fascinating to think about the fact that all our memories, God has this ability to wipe our memories of all the sadnesses. It's as if, you know how many of you have computers and you download your computers out in the cloud of the web? You know, you do that, you can, and so you just have your computers there, but there's a backup way out there. And you know something? I think our memories, our thoughts are like that. Our thoughts are visible to God. It's like there's this spectrum where because that's what the Bible does. It divides down to the joints and the marrow. Our thoughts are even before God. And it's like our thoughts go out like a Wi-Fi wave, and they're stored out there by God. But God's the one that's the administrator who can wipe away all of our sadnesses so that there is nothing in the kingdom that is going to make us sad. Somehow he'll do that. It's going to be incredible. But even after my skin is destroyed, yet from my flesh I shall see God. Job knew this. He knew this. He knew it had to be. And we know it too in our hearts. This life is not it. This is an important thing. Our life, it's wonderful that we are given the blessing of life, but this is not the ultimate. Your finances are not the ultimate thing before God. You know, and most of you are doing okay. I don't see anybody here who's suffering. I don't see anybody here, suffering in terms of, you know, you're not wasting away like people in concentration camps. Nope. Nobody like that. You guys are blessed. You can breathe. You can walk. You're ambulatory. This is an amazing thing. You have this incredible blessing. Of course, there are troubles that we're dealing with, but those troubles, we're going to be talking about troubles today and why they're there and what their purpose is. And they're certainly not the purpose that Eliphaz says they were. And we're going to learn more about Eliphaz today, and it'll be enjoyable. Yet from my flesh I shall see God, whom I myself shall behold. In other words, when your soul, that thing that is you, is reconnected with your glorified body, it's going to still be you. It's going to still be you. Unfortunately, it'll still be me. And we're gonna know each other. We'll know things about each other, and we'll be able to recognize each other. And this is going to be an incredible blessing. Having a group like this, and I appreciate, I really do. I think it was wonderful what you all did for Carolyn here. Carolyn, we appreciate this because you help make this a unique place. We'll still remember that. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking when we have when we've been there 10,000 years with the Pearl Hemis 10K. Remember, we're all meeting at the inside of the temple at the gates, so that we can all sing. When we've been there 10,000 years, and it'll be 10,000 years. And Carolyn is going to be doing a decorating. Okay, so that'll be fun. That'll be fun. All right, outstanding. This book prepares the way because Christ is that Redeemer. Ephesians 1:7. In Him we have redemption. Redemption through His blood. The forgiveness of our trespasses according to the riches of His grace. Soon, I believe He's going to appear in the clouds, and there will be the redemption of our bodies. And we will be raptured into a glorious state with glorified bodies, and we'll forever be with Jesus. Wherever He is, we're going to go. If He's in heaven, we'll be in heaven. But when He comes back, we'll be following Him once again on those white horses. And then that period of the tribulation is when God redeems the earth. He redeems the earth, and He cleanses it. He comes back, and He spends 1,000 years making it worthwhile. Well, I don't think He spends 1,000 years, because I think a lot of it is, He's got to do some work, because the world is going to be pretty racked at the time Jesus comes back. And so He's got to do some repair work, but then it's going to be a wonderful thing where Jesus is the one who is ruling. And it says He's going to rule with a rod of iron. But you know something? I don't mind that. I don't mind that because for you and me, we're going to be changed. And we're going to be changed, and we're going to want to avoid sin. We're going to want to. Right now, it's one of those things where we struggle with it. But we're going to want to avoid sin. And so we're not going to mind. As a matter of fact, we're going to be helping Christ rule with a rod of iron. Because there will be those who survive the tribulation. Those will be those who are born during the tribulation. And those people need to be taught about Christ. And what a unique position we will be in, where we will be able to say, you can look at Christ, you can look at Him right now. But when we accepted Christ, we had to accept by faith. We had to accept Him by faith. And I think there's going to be even a matter of faith that they have to come to even during that time, because at the end of the tribulation, at the end of the millennium, there will be those who will side with Satan once again. They're going to say, I don't think that that's true. I don't think that those things that really happened that way. I don't think that was the purpose. I don't know why that is, but right now, Christ is our Redeemer, and that's the thing I want you to remember. In Job 19, which verse was it? Let's go back here. 19:25. If you want to remember one verse, remember Job 19:25. As for me, I know that my Redeemer lives, and at the last He will take His stand on the earth, and even after my skin is destroyed, I will see Him in my flesh. That's our hope, folks. That's our hope, and that's one of the things where Job goes. But Job had a lot of problems. Obviously, Job is being severely tested, and so we're going to identify with Job in his testing as we go through that. Now, got to give me a break here. There are times when, I don't know, I just kind of get an idea and I run with it, and then when I'm in the middle of it, I'm thinking, I shouldn't have done that, but I already invested so much time doing it, and I can't change. Well, that kind of happened yesterday. Karen was driving home, so I was in the back seat working on the lesson, getting stuff. I was able to get online even while we're driving down the freeway. Isn't that amazing? So I'm pulling stuff down, and then as I got into it this morning, I thought, oh, they probably won't like this, but you know what? I like this. And so I'm going to have fun. I'm going to have fun with this, but I want you all to tell me the story. I want you all not tell me I want y'all to join in with me, all right? Let's tell the